All right, your boy, the man NJ to the city with the number 2 and TO. Let's go first go. So I want to probably title this Nancy Pelosi Stimulus Bill Part 2, but I might not, and I might come up with a more original title for the second one. And so on, because I don't think I'm really going to talk about Nancy Pelosi in this, but I'm definitely going to talk about some politics. So also, NJ to the City reporting for NJ to the City News. Here's how it goes. Once again, I remember, literally talking with my dad, the good side of my dad, reasonable, sensible side of him, this past March, this past April, about the shutdowns and how they know they're going to have to send people back to work eventually because they know that there's only so many stimulus checks they can pass out, let alone how only so much money they can give across the nation to people, in these stimulus checks, especially for small businesses, unless they're giving you $500,000, which obviously they're not going to, but unless they're giving you $500,000, especially amongst the second half of this year, even though we're in December, you should 110% do what you want to do. I'm going to say that is the safe phrase because you know what I really mean to say. But do what you want to do, put God first, and do what you got to do, like my song title says. Because I'm telling you, the evidence could not be more clear. Trump was 110% right when he said, and I quote, that, and I think this is, again, logical, common sense, everybody gets it, that at least most people get it. Actually, I would say all people get it. It's just that, some are choosing not to acknowledge it, or they are acknowledging it, but they're just choosing not to help you. Small businesses are the backbone of not only America, but definitely the backbone of really, I would say, every community. Okay? Whether you have one shop or 10 shops, it is the backbone of America, let alone, I would say, the world, and or the backbone of definitely various communities, let alone every community. Small businesses are key and essential. Small businesses are another definition of the American dream. Literally. Small businesses are another definition of the American dream, etc. And people got to understand that. Let alone how Shah Khan's story of coming over here and becoming a billionaire and yada, yada, yada. That's also another definition of the American dream. Ladies and gentlemen, and I'm just, spitting from what I know and or what I feel, what I believe, and or just straight up facts, and or all of them in between. Ladies and gentlemen, unless, especially small business owners, if you ever care enough to watch this video, your boy, the man, NJ2TheCity, rappers and concerned about it. Look at all my references up and down this channel, up and down social media. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. God first. Unless the government is willing to cut you a $500,000 stimulus check, which they're not going to do, God first, do what you got to do. Because the math don't make sense. They keep on giving you lip service, but they're not helping you out physically with a darn thing. Especially when I hear reports about how much money you all have dumped into your outdoor dining and they're still trying to shut you down over what they say, is health risks and etc. We're not denying that the hospitals do not need to be overwhelmed, but we're also saying we got to make a living, don't we, etc. So evidently, if we can find a way to do both, not overwhelm the hospitals, and still make a living, that's what our politicians should be helping us do, grassroots, every single day of the week, is they should be doing that, using God first, any and every stroke of the pen, versus as well, you could also say just any other groundwork they can do, any other heavy lifting. They need to help small businesses, your politicians, local, governmental, whatever. They need to do that. They need to help small businesses do both, let alone just everyday people. Do both. Keep your small business open while also not overwhelming the hospital. I know there's ways to do it. I don't know all the ways to do it, but find some ways to do it. That is what we have to do. And I think everybody can, rationally agree with this. It can't just be the big billionaire boys at the top winning. Even though, Biden campaigned off of saying that one of his last, rallies, I'm tired of the big billionaire boys winning. Dare I say, Isn't he a billionaire, or isn't he, rich, millionaire, higher upper echelon, etc. You get the point. How can you? And I hate to say it because it might sound hypocritical, but how can you say that you're tired of them winning when you're literally one of them, or when you're similarly one of them doing the same junk and dirt they're doing? You get the point, right? How can you say I'm tired of the big billionaire boys winning, but yet I'm in bed with the big billionaire boys? No homo there. But and another way of saying it, how can you say you're tired of the big billionaire boys winning, but yet you're hands on working with them, passing all these hurtful, harmful bills that help them get bigger and more massive and more uncontrollable and yada yada yada? How can you say you're tired of the big billionaire boys winning, and you're passing all these, and you're trying to shut down small businesses who are in dire need of health, healing, and rescue? Think about it. It's 2 plus 2, common, rational sense, etc. But definitely to all small businesses out there, ladies and gentlemen, do what you got to do in these tough times. Put God first and do what you got to do. And I totally say that because of the fact, being, unless your local government or Washington's government is going to cut you a $500,000 check to keep you to shut down, do what you got to do. Because they're not going to, because again, it's very evident. They're telling you to shut down, not knowing who you are, not knowing who you are, and I dare you, I want to say you're not even knowing your first name, but not particularly, not knowing who you are, not knowing what your situations are, who your staff are. Like, they'll never try to do what I'll do. They're never going to try to, get on the front lines and hands-on help you. So you have to hands-on help yourself and do what you got to do. That's what it is. Because they're not going to do what I would do. If I was the mayor, the governor, whoever, your state's representative, I'm going to go on the ground. I'm going to, again, I would spend all my time, that I'm not, relaxing, because it takes hard work and then you got to relax, etc. You got to sleep. You get the point, I would spend all my time, all my free availability time through Christ, which strengthens me. I'll be on the groundwork helping all of you, paid or not. Well, actually, at that point, you actually are being paid because it is your job as a mayor, governor, to actually be doing that groundwork. But, I still want to put the word voluntarily in here just to do it. I will be voluntarily on the ground with you, listening to you, trying what I can to answer your questions, give you constructive feedback, and work with all these small businesses in order, and or groups of what we can do together to not only keep you alive, but as well, not overwhelm the hospitals. Ladies and gentlemen, it ain't rocket science. It's just that, they don't want to do it. They don't, again, and then that's why they say that, what's going on right now is literally either about control or is it about, about keeping people safe, And I think it can be both, honestly. But the problem is, if you know how the devil speaks, and I want to say how the devil speaks in tongues, but I'm just going to say how the devil speaks. I just added that part because it sounded a tad bit cooler. If you know how the devil speaks, then you know that the devil can weaponize anything. The devil, like they say, God wrote the Bible through his chosen people, but at the same time, the devil knows the Bible too, and the Bible can weaponize everything that's in the Bible to use for his damage and destruction. You have to totally understand that. And your politicians, a lot of your politicians, if not most of your politicians, are practically devils in disguise, and you need to wake up to realize that. Because especially if they're not trying to give you any hands-on groundwork and they're just giving you lip service, then what does that tell you? Are they on your side, or are they demons and devils in disguise? What does that tell you? The evidence could not be more there. It really couldn't be. I'm a black independent conservative. Your borderman NJ2TheCity with a number 2 in TO. I write a bunch of educational music for the kids all the time. I love kids. I'm huge into youth development. I love going out there, meeting everybody from any and every business, having these quality conversations about community support, community impact, and community influence so we can unite in Jesus' name. That's what we got to do. Because I'm telling you, the other type of unity that other people are calling for, that's not real unity. That's just, I want to say that's just, it's just not unity. It's not real unity. It really isn't. All I can say, it's not real unity. Real unity, is when we can agree on some common core, basic facts and common knowledge. Let alone we unite in Jesus to help each other. We're stronger together, weaker as one, if that makes any sense. That's real unity versus what the other people are selling you, etc. But indeed, unless your local government is cutting you a $500,000 check, which they're not doing, put God first and do what you got to do. Because the evidence could not be more there, of whose side people are on these days. Amongst other things, it really couldn't be more there. It really couldn't be. And yeah, God bless all small businesses out there. Like I say, one of the top things, like I say, I would love to be doing that right now, honestly. But right now, I think like anybody else, I'm going through my own, my own, crisis. And one of the best things that we can do, is just pray for each other. And like I said, I'll keep giving everybody updates on myself and where I'm at, because I promise you that the moment that I can, the moment that I become more stable, with what I'm trying to do, you know, or stable where I'm at, or where I'm trying to go, and so on, is the day where I can go back out there, on the front lines with the community people that I'm already used to, but and go out there and meet more community people that I'm not used to, and we can again have these conversations and band together and help each other in true Jesus Christ salvation unity. Because that's the type of unity, that's the only true type of unity, ladies and gentlemen. It's not what the other people are trying to sell you. It really isn't. I want to say I have some other takes on this, but I really don't fully know, honestly. Or I feel like I went off on a tangent 5 minutes ago and I forgot, where to pick back up on it. But I do hope everybody again is managing late December or mid-December, late December as best as you possibly God first can. Because 2021 is on the rise, and it's definitely going to be a judgment year for America, let alone a judgment year for the entire world. And the evidence could not be more clear, ladies and gentlemen, and so on, and I hope everybody has their heads on straight, they stay prayed up, and as I think I've said before, yeah, God bless.